What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new episode of Down South Up North. Hope you guys are having a good Wednesday. Today's show is jam-packed. We got NFL schedule releases, we got our sports stories of the day, and we're going to end it off with some awesome gaming exchange. Matt, how we doing?
Doing good, man. We're representing out here. I got my
Got my Falcons on, baby.
Dallas
Come on.
Cowboys representing our poverty
No.
franchises today, but I'm excited.
Let's get it, baby. All right, let's get straight into the athletic alert. I just said it. We're talking about the NFL schedules, the weakness or the weakest schedules and the strongest. Let's get to the weakest. My Atlanta Falcons, baby. We have the weakest schedule in the NFL. We play a lot of poverty teams. I mean, I got to go on the team's website and see. I know we play the Chiefs. I know we play the Raiders. I think this year we are playing the NFC East and the AFC West, I believe.
Well,
Because
the AFC West is interesting, but the NFC East is like half. It's like half. The Eagles are gonna be tough. I can't really speak for my Cowboys. I'm gonna be honest. I have no clue how this season is gonna go, but they always find a way to win more than 10 games. So
yeah, I think the starting line for the Cowboys is 10.5 total wins. So I think if you're a betting man, you go over there. The Dallas Cowgirls every year they find themselves a 12 to 14 win team. So I think you guys got that in the bag.
I think they're right in the middle of the pack, and we'll throw up the graphic now of strength of schedule,
I
based
think
on
y'all are 22nd, I believe.
but
Yes.
again, this is all based on last year's team win percentage, which
Yeah,
I
and
hate. I hate the way they do this. I hate the way the NFL does this because it makes no sense. Like I guess I understand you have to give out a strength of schedule, but it's like the Titans, for example. Are the Titans going to be better or worse this year?
way
They
better.
didn't have their
Way
quarterback a lot last year. They had a rookie playing most of the season, and then he gets hurt. They go out, they sign Tyler Boyd, who I think is a great addition. Now they have a 1-2 punch with Spears and Pollard in the backfield. Like they're gonna
Yeah.
be better. And then look at teams like the Bills, right? You lose Stephon Diggs, you lose your best receiver in the room. And I know
And you lose
Josh
half your
Allen's
defense. You lose half your defense.
exactly. And Sean McDermott is a defensive minded coach. Josh Allen can only do so much by himself. I don't think the Bills are going to be a top 5, top 10 team like they have been in years past. So it's just dumb. Like let's base. How about we get experts to analyze what we've done in the off season, which is still going on, by the way. There's still a lot to be done. I mean, it's only May, so there's still a lot of changes that can happen until the start of September. Um, but I hate it. I hate strength of schedule this early on. But again, we don't know the full schedule. It's going to be released tonight. But Kyle, let's go over the teams with the toughest schedules heading into next year, according to you.
Toughest schedules. I got the list right here. Steelers number one, Patriots number two, Browns number three, Ravens number four, and the Vikings number five. Dude, the Pittsburgh Steelers, dude. I mean, you were just talking about it before we started recording. They have a gauntlet they got to go through. Talk to me about what their last couple of games are for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Well, first off, I want to say the AFC North, their fans always claim they have the best division, which I would say they're the most competitive division. I don't think they're always the best division every year, but
I agree. It's the most competitive.
certainly last year was very, very competitive in years past. I mean, in last year, we're talking about the Bengals having a bad year, having a very bad year compared to what they should have been, like without their quarterback. So
Mhm.
props to the AFC North, but Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I got some bad news. The end of your season, like, you better win 10 games by week 14. Because just looking at your schedule from week 14 to 17, here we go. Week 14, at Cincinnati. Week 15, at Baltimore. Week 16, at Philadelphia. And then week 17, not only are you facing the defending Super Bowl champs, the Kansas City Chiefs at home, so that they will be in Pittsburgh, but that's on a 4-day week. They get 4 days of rest after facing Philadelphia, who's gotten significantly better in the offseason. You go back home, I guess, after your road trip to face the defending champs, who by that time will probably be resting their starters. But with the AFC is running, it's probably going to be very competitive to get that number 1 or number 2 seed.
Mhm.
But I don't know, dude. Bengals are coming back for vengeance. The Ravens are always a great team. The Eagles are one of the best teams in the NFC, and the Chiefs are looking to go back to back to back. So, Steelers fans, I'm sorry about that, but that is brutal. That's a brutal road, especially at the end of the season.
Yeah, and the Eagles, like you said, they had a crazy offseason. Yeah, you lose Jason Kelsey. Yeah, you lose
Fletcher Cox.
Fletcher Cox. Both of them are tired, but they go and they pick up Saquon. They pick up some other pieces. The Chiefs, they picked up 2 really fast receivers,
Xavier
Hollywood Brown
Worthy's
and
it's a
Xavier
steal.
Worthy. And the Steelers, what did you do? You picked up 2 quarterbacks, and one of them might be your kick returner. So if I'm a Steelers fan, I know some of our boys are Steelers fans. Like, dude, you got to be looking at that schedule. It's like that. Who's I think it's a famous athlete or a famous actor. It's like that famous meme. His eyes are real big and there's like sweat dripping down his face. That's
Yeah,
me if
yeah.
if I'm a Steelers fan, is because dude, you just named it right there. That last 4 game stretch, you have 3 away games. You're going against like juggernauts. The Ravens. I'm talking about the Ravens. Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry in the backfield. Those RPOs are going to
Dude,
be
I
insane.
forgot they got Henry.
Yeah, they picked up Derrick Henry in the offseason, dude. 2 Heisman winners in your backfield. How are you going to stop that? You can't.
Yeah, and
The
like
RPOs are
both
going to be
both
crazy.
can outrush you in 2 completely different ways. One
Yeah,
can run
one of
over
them
you,
can.
and one is going to snap your ankles on any turf field in
I
the
was
NFL.
just about to say one's going to run around you and the other one's going to run through you. So, damn, dude, rest in peace to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, hopefully they have a good record come week 14, because that's when you're like, oh shit. If they already have a bad season come week 14, I think you just you let it go,
That's what
dude.
I'm
You're like,
saying.
oh,
Like
you just let it go.
you have to be in first or second in that division, because the rest of the AFC, there's a lot of good teams that are going to be fighting for those wild card spots. So
Oh, and what's crazy is I think last year the Buffalo Bills, they had the chance of being the 2 seed or being knocked out of the
yeah,
playoffs.
yep.
Like that alone, I don't know if it was the 2 seed maybe or a 2 or 3 seed or something like that, but just that alone, it's either you're the 2 seed or you're going home early. That's insane, dude. That's just how stacked the AFC is. And I'm going to go to my Falcons for a little bit. I mean, our toughest games are at home. We play your Cowboys at home. We play the Chiefs at home. We play. I mean, the Chargers. Hopefully, I mean they got the second easiest, but it's Justin Herbert. You never know with him. He's a great quarterback. We play the Raiders on the road. We play the Eagles on the road. So that's going to be tough alone. But I think our win line right now is 9.5. I've been seeing.
I think the Falcons, the toughest challenge for you guys will be your division. I mean, you guys have to win 4 or 5 games in your division. You have to sweep Carolina.
I think we sweep Carolina.
You
I think
have
we
to.
take.
I would even say you have to split with the Saints, and then maybe split. I'm sorry, sweep the Saints and then split with the Bucks.
I was about to say we have to sweep 2 of the teams in our division and split with one of them.
Yeah, to go 5-1. I think that's your best route to winning the division and guaranteeing a playoff spot, because you guys aren't the only ones who play the NFC East. Carolina is going to struggle. The Saints are
Yeah,
probably going to struggle, and then nobody in that division's beating the Chiefs in my opinion. But the Chargers and the Raiders and the Broncos, like those are teams that it could really go either way with everybody else in your division.
Yeah. Yeah. So good luck to the Pittsburgh Steelers. You're gonna need it. Falcons, do what you do. We got a whole new coaching staff, got a brand new offense, defense. Obviously, didn't do much in the draft. So let's have a great season, and let's actually win the division this year.
Yeah, but
So
there are some notable games though. Week 1, Ravens at Chiefs. I think that's going to be a good one to start out. Tom Brady's first broadcast on Fox. Mr. Brady, welcome to the booth.
dude, he got a bag too.
Yeah, he did. But his first game, Cowboys at Browns. But that's why I want to put this out there. Thank you to the football gods for not putting Cowboys Giants week 1. I mean, it's like every single year I'm like waiting until Sunday Night Football to watch the Cowboys just steamroll the Giants every year. Now look, I say that and they're gonna lose to Cleveland, but either way, I get to enjoy my Sunday football, not waiting all day week 1 to watch the Cowboys, start out a fun roller coaster ride that I like to suffer through every year. But having Tom Brady, listen to him, I think it's going to be cool. We also have some international games on the lineup for next year. Obviously, we have London every year. Last year was the debut of Germany. And now, Kyle, we're going to South America, dude. Eagles Packers week 1 in Brazil, South America. So
I didn't realize it was week 1. I thought it would be because usually like those international games are kind of later in the season.
scattered across, yeah.
Yeah, scattered across. But week 1, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Going to Brazil, first time. I mean, we see how the London crowds get when the NFL comes to their city. We saw the Germany crowds last year with Dolphins Chiefs, so I'm excited to see how the people down in Brazil react when
I just hope it's just Eagles fans in Brazil, bro. Like, hey, I'm just thankful it's not Eagles Cowboys because our players would be in some serious trouble if that was the case. But moving on, week 1, Monday Night Football. Jets taking a trip out to Santa Clara, California to take on the Niners. Aaron Rodgers, let's cross our fingers that he doesn't get hurt after 4 snaps in the NFL. And then week 7, Super Bowl rematch, Chiefs-Niners. So full schedule comes out tonight. Looking forward to it, seeing all the teams and all the dates for everything. Get your tickets if you want. But it should be a fun year going to next year.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun year. I'm excited for it. Let's have a great year, Falcons. Come on, baby. Let's win the division this year, please. Come on.
But with that being said, it's Wednesday, so let's hop into our sports stories of the day. All right, what do you got for us?
All right. When I say 1992 Olympic basketball, probably the first thing that comes to your mind is the USA Dream Team. Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, all those guys. But I'm not talking about them today. I'm talking about the 1992 Lithuanian basketball team.
Ooh.
This is crazy. So after years of being forced to play for Russia, the Soviet Union, the Lithuanians finally formed their own team after their country won independence in 1990. This team did have 4 future NBA players. Their names are, I don't want to butcher the names, but you could look them up. They all played in the NBA. And it was rumored that, dude, they're their own team. They went away from Russia. They got no money. Like, they got no money to run this team. So there's a very good chance we're not going to see this team on the court. But welcome in the Grateful Dead, the band. They saw that and they're like, you know what? We're going to sponsor that team. We're going to, a band, the Grateful Dead. Like, hey, we're going to turn this dream into a reality. This team, during their warm-ups, they wore a tie-dye shirt, the Grateful Dead shirts they wore, their shirts during warm-ups. And then it came to it. They faced off against the team or the country that they just parted from, Russia, the Soviet Union, and the Lithuanians had the last laugh. They beat them 82-78 in an extremely heated match for the bronze medal. And the Lithuanians, oh God, that's a fucking tongue twister saying that over and over again. They defeated Russia to get the bronze medal. It is a documentary called The Other Dream Team. Check it out. It's crazy. The Grateful Dead, a band, sponsored or fundraised a Olympic basketball team,
And that was
and
Lithuania's first Olympics
I'm pretty sure.
at as an independent country.
Mm-hmm.
Good
It
for them,
was.
dude. And thank you, Russia, for not doing anything after you lost that game.
Yeah. Yeah, I read that and I was like, dude, I never heard that before. Grateful Dead. What a
Man,
crazy pull for
coming in clutch.
yeah, and then them boys just rocking the tie-dye shirts and warm-ups, and there is a picture of them wearing the tie-dye while they're getting the bronze medals. So shout out them boys on Lithuania. I'm gonna stop saying that. I can't even say it right anymore. So
W.
shout out y'all.
W. That's interesting. I'm gonna go back a little bit further on the timeline. 1978, there was a famous channel created that debuted in September of 1979. Kyle, you ever heard of ESPN?
I don't think I have.
Yeah, well, it's the worldwide leader in sports. They've been dominant. They were one of the first 24-hour sports channels. It was a amazing time for sports fans because there was nothing like it at the time. And their first rights came from the men's Division One basketball tournament. You probably know it as March Madness.
Mm-hmm.
Um, then throughout time it was, they got the NFL, the NBA, MLB, NHL, and then they just became the powerhouse they are today as just the best network still. But do you want to take a guess on what their very first broadcast game was?
I'm gonna take a guess. It was something crazy. I'm gonna go. I was thinking swimming, but maybe like a chess match.
You're on the right track, but it was the first honor goes to the 1979 American Professional Slow Pitch Softball League World Series.
Really?
Yes, that's a lot to put on the screen at one time. But
Yeah.
when ESPN went live, went to over 1.4 million households in the country. It was a huge deal. First broadcast. Um, Between the Milwaukee Schlitz and the Kentucky Bourbons. So great names for great teams at that time. But 40 years go by, right? All the success ESPN had, just more deals, more rights, more media, everybody attracting, everybody loves it. And the 40th anniversary is here, and they couldn't find a tape of the broadcast. Every other broadcast, every other event, every sports center they had, they didn't have the very first one. Can you believe that? They couldn't even have it.
Huh.
E60 comes out and it's like, well, it's 40th anniversary. Like we kind of need this. Like we need to show the very first broadcast,
Yeah.
the footage and stuff. Open an investigation, and they're just calling people, just like, hey, do you have this? Do you know anybody? Blah blah blah. Comes out, Milwaukee Schlitz owner John Kornick picks up the phone. And after that broadcast of the World Series, he wanted a copy of it for his team to put in their collection of, great things and all the sports
Yeah, like
memorabilia and everything.
memorabilia.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. And for the price of $750, ESPN sold him the tapes. Now, that was a lot of money back in 1979. But eventually, ESPN bought it back, got the tape, and it is now in their ultimate collection of greatest broadcasts ever and everything else. So they hell, they went 40 years without the very first tape of their very first broadcast.
How much did they buy it back for? Do you know?
I don't. I think they worked out a deal with the guy.
Was this like kind of recent too? Because I remember it felt like it wasn't that long ago. I just started seeing headlines like ESPN's trying to get this tape and all this. I mean, maybe I'm just imagining things, but
well, it was 40 years, so it would have been 2019.
okay, so
Yeah.
just a few years ago. Yeah, dude, that's crazy. Sold it to them for $750 in
Yep.
1979.
And it was huge because a lot of guys from the network were like, "Hey, like we don't have a copy of this," but like it's weird
Yeah,
because they have a copy of every other thing they did, every other broadcast, every other show. Like it was nuts, but
I could only imagine like their initial reaction. They're like going through like, "Hey guys, the 40th anniversary is coming up. Let's go into this room where we have all of our tapes from all of our broadcasts. All right, we got this one, this one, this one. I'm not seeing the first
yeah, the
broadcast.
very first one.
Yeah, the very first one, guys. I'm not seeing it. Where is it?" And
I
then
mean, could you
just a chain
imagine being,
reaction.
at that game or a play-by-play announcer or a player or whatever, and you're like, wow, like we made history on that day, and it's just gone.
Wow.
So I'm surprised the owner was like still alive to do that
Yeah,
and
yeah.
give it back.
No,
But
that is true. Just imagine like an intern. They're just like, "Hey, go find those tapes," and he can't find it, and he has to go back to boss man and be like,
hey,
I don't see it
we,
anymore.
we
I
don't
don't
have the
think we
tapes
have
here,
it." Yeah, we don't have
and
it, but
he gets blamed for like 35 years.
yeah, he just has that reputation of the kid that
Kid
lost
that
the
lost
first
the very
broadcast.
first tape of ESPN.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's a good story, dude. I like that.
Yeah. So,
Damn, I didn't know that's how ESPN lost their tapes. Is
but they got it
the
back.
Yeah, they got it back. So that's a good ending to the story. Guys, it's Wednesday. You know it's time for the gaming exchange. Let's get straight to it. Again, we're talking about the anticipated NCAA football release last Wednesday. Me and Matt went back and forth talking about our cover athletes, who we think is going to be the cover. And then lo and behold, a few days later, it got leaked and then it finally got released to the public. The cover for, I think that's the standard edition. It's, you see, Edwards is on the front. You got Jalen Milrow. You got Carson Beck. You got Quinn Ewers, Travis Hunter. You got a plethora of players on the cover, and that's just the standard edition. Now they said, what is there? Three cover athletes or three different covers?
Which will all be released in the coming days.
Yes, I think a cover will be released tomorrow. So, dude, Legend Edition or Heisman Edition, it'll be called. You got to go legend. It's got to be Reggie Bush or it's got to be Coach Saban. But for the middle one, who do you go? Do you go like multiple players again, or do you go like an all-time great?
I mean,
And
I like what they did with the standard, but people are gonna go for the better additions. The middle one, dude, I think you go Baker Mayfield planting the Oklahoma flag.
wow, I haven't seen much of people saying that either. That's a good
I
pull.
mean, dude, it's an iconic moment, and I feel like that's what you need for a cover because you can throw anybody on them. You can throw anybody. You can throw Lamar Jackson. You can throw Joe Burrow, right? You can do all these other players, but like you want a good picture. You want a good graphic on the cover, and Baker taking that Oklahoma flag and bam, sticking it in the ground at midfield. I think that's I mean, I think that'd be a cool art to the game,
Yeah,
especially
I
for like
was
that
thinking
tier.
I was thinking that or Joe Burrow smoking a cigar
Smoking a
after
cigar.
one.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's also iconic, but
But that's a good pull though. Baker planting the flag midfield after defeating Ohio State. I like that. And more stuff came out. The prices of the game. The standard edition of the game is a whopping $70. I've been hearing this for a while now on social media and YouTube videos and stuff like that. People are like, yo, they're going to overprice this game. Usually a brand new game is $50, $60, but no. I mean, it's been over 10 years since we gotten a college football game, they're gonna up the price to $70, and that's just the standard edition. If you want to go Heisman, it's $150 for the game.
That's so funny.
150. I saw this funny video. This dude was like, "All right, if I'm paying $150 for the Heisman edition, I should get all of these things.
I was gonna
I
say,
should
like,
get
the amount of perks I should be receiving should be
that's what he was saying. A ticket to his favorite college team, one home game. He should have an NIL deal for his like road to glory player, all the upgrades for his player, all, like out of the gate. He should have like all these crazy like abilities for his players and NIL deals for his dynasty and all this, like all the recruiting upgrades and shit like that. So
and a real life invitation to a tailgate of my favorite team as well.
they're like,
that
bro,
better be
you're
included.
spending $150 on a video game. You get like, if you do get a ticket to your favorite college team, that would be pretty sick. I'm like, yo, I mean, watch it.
Yeah. They'll stick you in the nosebleeds, like
Oh, they'll. You're at the
Rosie.
very top of this stadium. But just say I get the Heisman edition, I'm gonna get Georgia versus North Texas. I'm gonna be at the very top of the stadium.
Yeah.
But still, like that's super cool. Have you ever seen a video game do that?
No.
Where it's like, well, actually, I have, but not sporting video games. Some games they've had some crazy pre-orders. Like if you, there was one game off topic, but the pre-order, like the special edition, was like $1 million or something like that. Or you got some crazy shit, like some crazy
get a lot
shit.
of crazy stuff for $1 million.
Yeah, you get like a Bugatti or some shit or some like a luxury vehicle.
Okay. Well, that's a little bit different.
Yeah, dude, I think you get a bunker. I'm pretty sure you get like a doomsday bunker or some shit. Like you get crazy stuff, but that's not even regarding sports video games. But dude, we're getting closer and closer to this release, dude. I can't wait. It's gonna be awesome. More news is coming out. They did release. You could go on the PlayStation Store, I'm pretty sure, and you could see like not the cover of the game, but you could see like the background for it. And lo and behold, the stadium they picked for that background is no other than Stanford Stadium, baby. Let's go. I mean, it is something small like that, but just seeing that, I was like, ah, dude, that's pretty cool. They picked Georgia Stadium for the background.
It's recency bias.
Yeah, that's for sure. But dude, goodness gracious, I can't wait for that game. The only thing going through my head, dude, is taking New Mexico State to the promised land. So
what's the release date on it?
I'm think it's gonna be
it's end of June.
Yeah, end of June, like June 27th, 28th, somewhere around there. So I can't wait, dude. That's gonna be super awesome. We're definitely gonna bring you guys some banger content for that. It's gonna be sick, dude. But guys, if you enjoyed today's episode, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Go check out our socials in the description. We post clips every day. We just posted 2 clips today. We're going to get some more out to you later. But guys, if you enjoyed today's episode, again, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. You guys need to smash that sub button. You guys are watching the videos, but you're forgetting to subscribe. So make sure you hit it. Guys, make sure you have a good day. See you next time. Peace.